You've been hitting the gym 5 times a week. You're sweating through workouts, tracking your steps, pushing through sore muscles, and yet the scale refuses to move. Sound familiar? Here's the uncomfortable truth that the fitness industry does not want you to know. Exercise alone is one of the least effective tools for losing weight, and I'm going to prove it to you with actual science. Stay with me here, because what I'm about to share changes everything about the way most people approach weight loss. And if you've been struggling despite working out consistently, this video is going to explain exactly why, and more importantly, what you should actually be doing instead. Let's start with the thing that breaks most people's brains. When you go for a 45-minute run, your body burns somewhere around 300 to 400 calories depending on your size and intensity. That sounds meaningful until you realize that a single large coffee drink from your favorite chain can carry 500 calories. One snack, one drink, and you've already outpaced what you burned on that run. But it goes even deeper than simple math. There's a concept in metabolic science called compensatory behavior. What this means is that when you exercise, your body responds by making you hungrier, making you feel more tired, and making you move less for the rest of the day. So that run you did in the morning, your body quietly undoes a lot of that calorie burn by encouraging you to crash on the couch, reach for extra food, and generally reduce your non exercise movement. Your body is essentially protecting its own energy reserves. Research from the University of Roehampton and various other institutions has consistently shown that when people start new exercise programs, they unconsciously increase their calorie intake and decrease their background daily movement. This is not a personal failure. This is your biology responding exactly the way it evolved to. Your body is incredibly efficient at maintaining its energy balance, and exercise throws a wrench into that balance that your system immediately tries to correct. So here's where things get really interesting. Scientists have studied groups of people with dramatically different activity levels, including hunter gatherer communities who walk and move many miles every single day, and compared their total daily calorie burn to sedentary office workers in Western countries. The difference, shockingly small. The body of someone who exercises heavily adapts by burning fewer calories through other metabolic pathways. This phenomenon is known as constrained energy expenditure, and it fundamentally challenges everything we've been told about burning calories through exercise. This does not mean exercise is bad for you. Let me be absolutely clear about that. Exercise is one of the most powerful things you can do for your overall health. It reduces the risk of heart disease, improves your mental health, strengthens your bones and muscles, regulates blood sugar, and extends your life. The benefits are enormous and real. But weight loss is not primarily driven by exercise, and treating it as your main strategy is why so many people are stuck on a frustrating plateau right now. So, what actually moves the needle on weight loss? The answer is food. More specifically, it is your relationship with food, the quality of what you eat, and the overall calorie environment you're creating through your diet. Because here's the math that never lies: your body cannot lose weight without being in a caloric deficit. You need to consume fewer calories than your body uses over time. And while exercise contributes to your total calorie burn, the contribution is far smaller and far less consistent than most people believe. The most effective thing you can do is understand what you're actually eating. Most people severely underestimate their calorie intake. Studies have shown that people routinely undercount by 20 to 40%. That gap alone is enough to cancel out even a solid exercise routine. You don't have to obsessively track every single bite forever, but spending even a few weeks tracking your food honestly can completely transform your awareness of where your calories are coming from. Beyond calories, food quality plays an enormous role in how sustainable any weight loss journey becomes. Ultra processed foods are specifically engineered to override your body's natural fullness signals. They're designed to make you eat more than you need. When you shift toward whole foods, lean proteins, vegetables, legumes, and minimally processed options, your natural hunger and satiety systems start working properly again. You feel full on fewer calories. You stop fighting your body and start working with it. Protein deserves its own spotlight here because the research on this is consistent and powerful. Eating adequate protein does multiple things simultaneously. It keeps you fuller for longer, it requires more energy to digest than fat or carbohydrates, and it preserves your muscle mass when you are in a calorie deficit. Losing muscle during weight loss is one of the worst outcomes because muscle tissue is metabolically active. The more muscle you carry, the more calories your body burns at rest. Protecting your muscle through protein intake is a critical and often overlooked part of sustainable weight loss. Sleep is another factor that most people are not connecting to their weight loss efforts, and the science here is striking. When you are chronically sleep deprived, your body produces more ghrelin, which is the hormone that signals hunger, and less leptin, which is the hormone that signals fullness. You are literally hungrier when you are underslept, and your brain's reward centers are more activated by high calorie food choices. You make worse decisions, you crave more, and your willpower runs out faster. 7 to 9 hours of quality sleep is not a luxury in the context of weight management. It is a fundamental biological requirement. Stress has a similarly powerful effect. Chronically elevated cortisol, your primary stress hormone, encourages your body to store fat, particularly around your midsection. It also drives cravings for sugary and high fat foods because your brain interprets stress as a survival threat and wants fast burning fuel. If your life is full of unmanaged stress, that biological pressure is working directly against your weight loss goals, regardless of how many gym sessions you squeeze in. Now, let's connect all of this back to exercise in a way that actually makes sense. Exercise should absolutely be part of your life, but for the right reasons. Resistance training, in particular, is invaluable because it builds and preserves muscle, which, as we discussed, raises your resting metabolic rate over time. Cardio supports your cardiovascular health, mood regulation, and energy levels. Movement throughout your day, not just structured gym time, contributes meaningfully to your total calorie burn without triggering those same compensatory responses. Think of exercise as the foundation for a healthy body and a long life. Think of your nutrition, your sleep, your stress management, and your overall habits as the primary levers for changing your body composition. When you shift your focus from burning calories through workouts to building a sustainable, nourishing lifestyle around what you eat and how you live, everything starts to click into place. The fitness industry profits from making you believe that a new program, a new machine, a new class is the answer to your weight struggles. But the people who see lasting results are the ones who stop looking for the workout that fixes them and start building the daily habits that support them. You are not failing because you are lazy. You are not failing because you are not working hard enough. You are failing if you are, at least by the old definition of trying harder in the gym while ignoring everything else. The research is clear, the biology is clear, and now you have the full picture. Exercise is incredible. Nutrition is king, sleep and stress are the hidden variables. Put them all together, and you don't just lose weight, you build a version of yourself that can sustain it. If this shifted your thinking, share this with someone who is grinding away at the gym and not seeing results. They need to hear this. And if you want to go deeper on exactly how to structure your nutrition for fat loss without suffering through restriction and deprivation, that video is right here. I'll see you there.